Hello again, YouTube, and welcome back to Since Memories of Starry Sky. My name is MS-Punk1, and last video we learned everything, or maybe not everything, but we learned the backstory a little more of between Shahaya and Azusa. But they are actually sisters. Oh, half sisters, but still. And they take it as expected. But the question is really, is everything alright with Shahaya? Since it almost sounded like on her that we wanted to see her again. So let's see what happens. Dusk had come and Shidori was packed with shoppers and students on their way back from club meetings. As for me, I was seated on a bench alongside street and simply people watching. I hadn't felt like going straight home. I was pathetic. The renovations Shahaya commissioned me for had been discontinued, and Azusa didn't want to see me. She said later, so I thought she wanted to see me, but maybe not right now. We were all getting along so well up until a short time ago, and now we had all gone our separate ways. Why did those two almost behave like it's my fault that this happened? I almost feel like it. Where did I go wrong? What should I have done differently? Well, we didn't really do anything because it wasn't we who discovered that they were sisters, or it isn't our fault they are sisters. If anything, it's Shahaya's dad's fault. I thought it over long and hard after saying goodbye to Azusa, but I was coming up empty. This only happened because Azusa and Hojo accidentally ran into each other after all. You could say a disastrous accident had happened by pure coincidence. Still, I often wondered if Azusa had some sort of connection to the Hojo family. If that were true, then shouldn't I have been more careful? Then how could you have known? If I had been more cautious, then maybe I could have avoided this entire mess. I couldn't help but feel that way. I was the one who had introduced Azusa to Shahaya in the first place. Don't remember if that was by chance or on purpose. I think it was by chance because Azusa was following me. I dragged her into the renovation work, and I was the one who asked her to search for the starry room with me. Both seemed like they would be positive excuses for her. The truth of the matter was that they hadn't been. Wasn't it simply out of idle curiosity that I wanted to find the connection between Azusa and Hojo? So the Hojo family. And that led to everyone going their separate ways. Yeah, but again, how could we have known before we read that letter? So. One criticism after another came to mind, and I couldn't think of any reason why I should stand up from this bench. Maybe just go home and lie down on the bed instead. What should I do? It wasn't looking like I'd be able to talk to Shahai or Azusa anytime soon. Is all I can do to wait? Right now I think so. I had upset 2 different women, but was powerless to fix it. Talk about pathetic. Then again, like I said before, wasn't really our fault, because how could we have known all of this would happen? Brother. The same phrase always popped into my head whenever I was backed into a corner. I'm sure my brother would have done a better job.
Oi.
Hey. Hey, Dad. I lifted my head to find my old man standing in front of me. I guess. That pointed his thumb in the direction of a setting sun. We headed south down the street that led to Hashiman's shrine, then finally arrived at the Showan coast. The way the sunset dyed the sky and the ocean was nothing short of beautiful. There were a handful of tourists watching both with fascination and again today. This was an everyday sight for locals, but it was rare for me to come here with Dad. I couldn't remember the last time I was here. Then I come down all the way to the beach and was gazing at the sunset without saying much at all. I was sure he had something he wanted to say to me, but I couldn't imagine what that might be. I had enough on my plate as it was, but my old man was clueless to all of it. There was no reason he would know either. How many there was? You know... Am I really that easy to read? It didn't look like I was in a rough shape back on the bench. Not even remotely, but I appeared to have guessed correctly. I was told the same thing by friends today. 2 of them, actually.
どうせ千早様に連絡を取るべきか朝から悩んでいたのでしょ。帰ってきた時道に迷った子供みたいな顔してましたから純也さん。あんたこそ大丈夫なの？顔なんか幽霊みたい。
いい友達だ。往来でよ。水源堂の社員があんな顔してたら噂になっちまうからな。
Sorry.
どうした？仕事か？日報は普通だったけどな。
I've been turning in daily reports during the renovation, although it would come as no surprise that I hadn't written about Azusa. Yeah. Then to tell him had worried me over since this morning, but it appeared now was the time. The renovation job was cancelled. I'm sorry.
そうか。
I thought he would either be mad or ask me the reason why. His response was so plain.
それで、お前はどうなんだ?
How does it leave me? I'm free now, so you can stick me on a job anytime if you have one. I also focused on the renovation job, but I didn't have anything else lined up. Launching around at home would only make me feel worse, and throwing myself into another job would likely be a great distraction.
あのな。そうじゃねえよ。リノベのことを聞いてる。
Like I said, that job had been cancelled.
キャンセルしたのはお客さんだろ。お前はどうなんだと聞いている。
Isn't that the same thing? The client cancelled, so the job is over.
わかってねえな。
You're wondering if I'm going to talk to Shahai or not. As I said it, Dad looked kind of amused. I was the opposite, irritated. What the?
お客さんが仕事するわけじゃねえだろ。仕事をするのはお前だ。
Is it that a given?
そうだ。だから、お前が納得したかどうかを聞いてんだよ。
I didn't understand what he was getting at, and that only fueled my irritation more. But I was satisfied is completely irrelevant.
まあ、それはそうだけどな。
What the heck?
けどな、納得せずに終わると、その仕事はくすぶるぞ。お前の中で。
Festers?
ああ。特に俺たちみたいな雇われは、終わった仕事に後からどうこうできないだろ。
You're right. But isn't it fine if the client is satisfied?
違う。仕事をするのは俺たちだ。客が納得しても、お前が納得してないなら仕事は終わらない。そして、お前の中でくすぶる。ずっとな。
What does that mean? What is yes I do then? Should I follow through to the end, even though the job been cancelled?
違う。お客さんの意向を無視しろってことじゃない。向こうにも事情があるだろうさ。それに、仕事がいつでも完璧に終わるわけでもない。俺の中で今もくすぶってるやつはいくらでもある。
Then...
これは心の持ちようの話だ。どんな仕事でも自分の中でケリをつけておかないとなかなか切り替えられないんだ。
I could vaguely see what Dad was trying to say.
リノベの仕事がお前の中でケリがついてるんなら別に構わないけどよ。 そうじゃねえんだろ。
He nailed it. The moment that I realized he was completely right. I wanted to see this job through until the very end. I couldn't accept the fact that I no longer had that option. That was how I felt deep down.
何にせよ後悔しないようにしろ。俺に言えるのはそれだけだ。
How did you know, Dad? But I hadn't accepted or settled it.
あ？さっき言っただろ。往来であんな顔してたんだ。お前、暴れ馬みたいでよ。通る人がビビってたぜ。
Runaway horse?
このままじゃ終わらせねえ。絶対人暴れしてやるって目つきしててよ。危なっかしいから頭冷やしに海に来させたんだろうが。
I was really making that sort of face. Yeah, I had thought I must have looked depressed and so pathetic I could die. I thought Dad had found a fault in me, letting our regular customers around town see me look that way. But I had actually been the opposite. I still have plenty of drive to spare in my heart. Me and my heart weren't about to let things end this way. It felt like I had gotten a bit of my stride back.
お、調子が戻ったな。
I guess I really am easy to read. On the way home, Dad stopped in place at the crosswalk in front of Risak.
町内会長さんとこ寄ってくから、ここでな。
Sure, thanks for today.
従業員のケアも経営者の仕事だ。すぐ戻る。夕飯残しとけよ。
I saw Dad off as he crossed the crosswalk, then turned back in the direction I'd been moving. The Risak location in front of Sumisora station was as busy as ever, which meant that Susa was likely tending to customers with that sour look she always had on her face.
でもしばらくはほっといて。ルサクにも来ないで。私の方が余裕がないから。ごめん。
Later on, aside, eh? I should avoid going to see her for the time being. I was careful nobody noticed me when I passed by Risak. Just about the time I made it as far as the restaurant's entrance. The entryway door slammed open and a man in a suit seemed to retreat from inside. It was Kido, Hojo's secretary and Shihaya's fiancé. Kido seemed to be having a dispute with an imposing-looking employee in the doorway. Azusa. Or rather, the imposing employee was Azusa. Looked like she had pushed him outside of a restaurant with both hands.
なあ、話を聞いてくれないか。君にとっても悪いものでは。
注文しないなら客じゃない。帰って。
Azusa shut her door firmly. She glared hard at Kido, then immediately locked eyes with me. Azusa retreated into the restaurant and disappeared from sight. Kido was standing still outside the restaurant.
直情的だな。母親の血か。時間を置いた方がいいか。
Kido?
やあ、純也くん。どうしてここに？
He acted like nothing happened. Having the ability to switch gears on the fly line like that was probably a necessary skill to have as a politician. It was by coincidence. I was out on a walk with Dad. I mean, the company president until a minute ago.
そうか。鷲尾さんにも最近お会いしてないな。ご挨拶したかったね。
Sure. Did something happen with Azusa?
おや、恥ずかしいところを見られてしまったようだね。
As Kino talked, he pushed me by the waist in a natural-seeming fashion to get me to walk towards the road. Somewhere the light of a restaurant wouldn't reach. Somewhere inconspicuous.
里美さんと今後についての話ができればと思ったんだが、釣れなくてね。
Do you want her to be a part of the Hojo family now? Now I get it. Kido had heard about Azusa's origins from Hojo. The part about her future bugged me, though. What did that mean? Does that mean Hojo?
ああ、いや、僕が勝手にやっていることだ。先生はご存じないよ。
Nathan cut me short. It seemed like a bit of his true nature had shown itself.
なので、今日僕がここに来たことを黙っていてくれないかな。
Kido gently leaned forward with a small smile. But I have a feeling that he is just hiding something else behind that smile. So he smiles like the way you do when you're angry or more or less threatening someone.
借りは返す。千早さんに伝言があれば伝えるよ。先生には内緒にしておくから。
What's that supposed to mean? Wait. My Shoko messages were still marked as unread. Was I not allowed to get in touch with us? Kino eyed me apologetically at my sudden bout of silence.
すまない。聞いてるものだと思っていた。先生のご命令でね、千早さんは今、外部との連絡を禁止されているんだ。
She is her own person. He knows that, right? What?
スマホも先生が預かっている。しばらくの間、家からも出られないだろう。
But why?
さとみさんと会わせないためさ。
And why isn't she allowed to see her?
先生はさとみさんの存在がご自身の政治生命にどう影響するのかを考え、対応を決める必要がある。
That's a kind of easy fix. Just don't pretend like nothing happened. It's kind of obvious that Azusa doesn't want anything to do with him or something, so just continue as normal. Problem solved.
冷たいとか言わないでくれよ。本来は二度と会わないことで合意していた話なんだ。対応が決まるまでの間、無用な問題は避けたい。千早さんは里美さんと話すと言って聞かなくてね。先生が謹慎を命じたんだ。僕はそこまでしなくてもと言ったんだがね。千早さんは頭のいい人だから、先生の立場を脅かすようなことは間違ってもしないだろうし。
I agreed as far as that went.
とはいえ、千早さんがあんなことを言い出さなければ、先生も堅くなにはならなかっただろうけど。
What did Shaya say?
すまない。話しすぎたようだ。聞かなかったことにしてほしい。なかなか先生のようにはいかないね。冷徹になりきる覚悟がないんだろうな。心配なんだ。千早さんのことも君のことも。なんというか応援したくなってしまう。
Why you were worried about me? Shaya can understand, but why? Kido?
失礼するよ。千早さんには君が会いたがっていたと伝えておこう。それじゃ。
Kido left for the parking lot without waiting for me to reply. Although I'm sure might have been so stubborn had Shaya not brought that up to him. What was that supposed to mean? You probably said something about the affair. I came into the kitchen and Misora was sitting with her elbows on the dining table. I'm back.
遅い。冷めちゃうとこだったじゃん。ギリセーフだけど。
There was a happening heaping pile of for a specialty dish. Savory pancakes on a huge plate in the middle of a table. Sorry, Dad said he'd be back soon too.
父さんはどうでもいい。
Why not? Was this a rebellious face? So was at that age?
順兄に元気になってほしくてお好み焼きにしたの。冷めたらラブチくない。
Me? The savory pancakes Misora made were my favorite, but what did she mean she wanted to cheer me up?
ほら、どんどん食べて。
I grabbed Misora's hand and stopped her as she tried to move all of the savory pancakes off the platter and onto my plate. Wait, Misora, I'm fine. I don't have a fever and I'm not especially tired either. You have no reason to be worried about me.
ラブチじゃないね、順兄。私をごまかせると思ってんの？ 出かけるとき死にそうな顔してたもんね。まああの時よりはまだマシになってるけど。
That makes 4 people.
4人目？
Hinata, Azusa, Dad, and now Misora. All of them had expressed their concern for how upset I had become. On the other hand, I had been going around in circles dealing with my own issues, and hadn't realized that I made everyone else worry. It was pathetic, but also made me grateful. I really was a lucky guy. I was blessed by my family and friends. In the time since this morning, when I saw the Shoko message from Shahaya, I had run into and spoken with so many people. It was high time for me to try and show some nerve on my own.
何ぼーっとしてんの？冷めちゃうってば。父さんの分ならまた焼けばいいんだしさ。
Yeah, I ate.
素直でよろしい。はい、召し上がれ。
I would start off with hearty meal. Couldn't work on an empty stomach as it were. Thanks for the meal. After dinner, I sprawled out into Kaya's room and looked up at the ceiling. I definitely ate too much. I was so full I couldn't move. Sora's savory pancakes were her specialty. She used a minimum amount of flour and replaced it with a heaping helping of cabbage. They were delicious. I don't eat tons of them. I could eat tons of them. She kept piling more and more onto my plate, almost like an endless supply of Ranko soba noodles. And now I was stuffed full of savory pancakes. Thanks to which my stamina and willpower were fully replenished, and now I was ready to act. Where should I begin? I wanted to see my job through to the end, so that I could be satisfied with it. But what was that job? My current undertaking was the only state renovation that Shahaya had hired me for. The client Shahaya had cancelled the job. As of now, I wasn't in direct contact with her. If what Kido said was true, and she wasn't in a position where she could get in touch with me. Where should I begin? Should I start by having her reconcile her cancellation? Did that mean I should think up a way to get her to resume the renovation job? That doesn't sit right with me either. Would it be right of me to persuade Shahaya, my client, to overturn their own decision. Dad had even said he wasn't suggesting that I ignore the customer's wishes. I might be able to talk Shahaya into changing her mind. No, I was sure she would change it. Shahaya always took other people's viewpoints into consideration and generally accepted them. Hadn't that been what caused the recent clash with Hinata? Yeah, that was exactly what that clash was about. But Shahaya apparently can't think for herself. Knowing that, was it really fair of me to try and persuade Shahaya? I wanted to know what Shahaya was thinking at the very least. Not that I could get in touch with her. There was also one other thing that was bothering me. Did I really need to focus on renovation right now? Maybe I was scared now that the connection between Azusa and the Hodor family had been brought to light. Would I be satisfied if I were able to successfully complete the renovation of the estate even in this situation? Was that the job I wanted to do? I don't think it is. There was something more important, something more fundamental. Something I wanted to do, something I had to do. Wasn't there something like that? Wasn't that what the work meant to me? What in the world was it though? A gloomy feeling washed over me. And I wasn't talking about savory pancakes that filled me up all the way to my fingertips. I felt this murkiness further down in the depths of my heart. Deep down I had likely known what I wanted to do, what I had to do. My mind simply didn't want to face it head on, but I had to do something about this situation first. If only there were some catalyst for me to solidify my resolve. As I stayed sprawled out staring up at the ceiling, Isora came in. Without knocking, probably.
こっちいたんだ。これ、純兄のでしょ?
As soon as she said it, she chucked whatever she'd been holding on top of my face. But what are you doing? That was probably the bag, by the way.
事務所に置きっぱだった。
The thing Hinata had brought me. I had completely forgotten about it. Isn't this yours? She said we forgotten it at the overstate.
私のじゃないよ。
Eh? Can be Aino's? I didn't recognize the paper bag. My initial assumption was it was something Misora had forgotten, and I never bothered to look inside. I got up and took the item out of the bag. The Sumisora travel guidebook. It was the kind of travel guide you could find anywhere. The book was full of establishments and food options, tailored to tourists and had a price tag to match. This wasn't something locals would buy and read, and of course it didn't recognize it either. Was it Junius?
なんだ、それ屋根裏部屋にあったやつじゃん。
Wait. You know it?
ちーちゃんが見つけて一緒に読んだの。これ古いじゃん。懐かしくて。
You sort of pointed at the date printed in the corner of your cover. 201. This guidebook was from over a decade ago.
昔のガイドブックって推しの食べ物とか全然違っててレトロラブチだよね。
It didn't make much sense to me when she said something was retro, or that she was love-obsessed. But I get the general gist of what she was saying. Under the guidebook from the attic wound up a lost item.
私が知るわけないじゃん。
And no idea what was going on. Shaya had left it within Ata, so I gave it to me. I could tell it was an old guidebook just by all the shops being featured as I flipped through its pages. It was strange how old-fashioned even the pictures of featured dishes seemed.
ほら、足利島駅も前の形。レトロラブチも。
You sort of pointed sternly at the page. Ashikajima Station had been overhauled last year after the multi-year construction project finally wrapped up. The station's former motif was modeled after the palace of the Dragon King, donning a flashy palace-esque sort of appearance. Now that I see it, this place has changed a lot, huh? Changes themselves were definitely happening, little by little, every single day. But during the course of our busy everyday lives, we just accepted these small differences as ordinary. Looking back at the past like this made me realize how small deliberate steps led to even bigger changes over time. Small changes made over time eventually added up to one big change. It was the cliché to put it that way, but that was how it seemed to me. Then again, this was no time to be stepped in sentimentality. This really is just an old guidebook. I flipped through the whole guidebook, but I didn't notice anything especially gracious. There was a map folded in half, included on the final page. According to the captions in the margins, the outer face was a color atlas that depicted the corresponding locations featured in the guidebook. And there was a blank map. If you flipped to the inner portion, this was for you to mark with your memories. Nothing gained, huh? Why did Shaya send this to me? I unfolded the map and spread it out as I murmured to myself. Hmm? It's a code. There were 4 shapes drawn above a blank map that converged on the familiar shonen coastline. It was a combination of lines and circles with numbers written in various places. What is this?
何そのラブチなやつ。
It's a map and you're a little too close, sis. Ah. The sort of got excited, jumped up and suddenly raised her voice.
私にもやらせてやらせて。
That you do what? That you do what?
だってパズルの続きでしょこれ。ただみちおじいちゃんの。
Continuation of the puzzle? The shapes weren't printed but written by hand with a felt tip pen. Lines extended from the shapes with each indicating one place on the map.
わかっちゃった。
Misora leaned forward and put her finger on the vertically lengthy pentagon.
この変な形の結びの木の看板じゃない？
The Trees of Union was a hotspot for dates at the Ashikajima Shrine. Now that she mentions it, I felt like a billboard where there had looked like this, but also not. The lines are extending towards Ashikajima, huh?
でしょでしょ。私天才。ラブチマジーニアス。
I paid little mind to Misora's excitement as my mind drifted elsewhere. There was more to Grandfather Hodor's puzzle. Why? He had solved the puzzle in the study and turned the knob installed in the coat hanger. That had triggered a mechanism and we went up a hidden staircase that had appeared in the hallway. When we had reached it, the starry sky room in that attic. When we had reached it, the starry sky room in that attic. If that actually is the starry sky room. The puzzle should have been solved by now. So why was there more of a puzzle? Hold on a second. If I recalled, at the end of that letter,
二人が共に鍵を探し出し、二人で共に星空にたどり着くよう願っている。
I hope the two of you will reach the stars together. That essentially meant that we hadn't yet reached the starry sky. This is the rest of the puzzle.
だからさっきからそう言ってるじゃん。
The starry sky room was something separate from the attic. This puzzle was to indicate its location.
星空の部屋は見つかったから、あんたの仕事はおしまい。
Which means that her job isn't over yet. Or the job they had with her isn't over yet. She was wrong. The job to search for the starry sky room wasn't over yet. That's what Shahaya was trying to tell me when she left this guidebook with Nata. Shahaya would do as Hojo told her. If he said not to leave the house, then she wouldn't. She handed over her phone and had even gone so far to discontinue the renovation at his insistence. She went along with whatever other people wanted and was incapable of making a decision for herself. That's just who Shahaya was. This was different though. Shahaya had decided to deliver this guidebook to me. This was Shahaya's will. She had lied and said I had forgotten this because she wanted to keep the attic a secret from Hojo. Shahaya knew I would decipher this message while she was locked away from the outside world. Grandfather Hojo's puzzle wasn't over yet. In order to solve the puzzle, we would naturally need to go back to the old estate. To make that happen, I had to do something about all of us being scattered. Shahaya wanted me to handle that. This was an SOS from Shahaya.
順になんか嬉しそうだね。どうしたの？
It finally makes sense.
何が？
My job. So again, the motto was the customer's smile is the greatest reward. The smile I wanted to see was crystal clear in my mind. The smile I wanted to see belonged to... Okay, we need to have a save here. Who should we start with? Guess Shahaya. But I think that will be it for this video now, so hope you liked it, and if you did so leave a like to it as usual, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!